Thank you, distinguished guests, for joining us today. Thank you to our teachers and our support staff for always challenging our children to be the best they can be. This month, we celebrate Autism Awareness, and today, we celebrate Earth Day. Children, never stop dreaming, for every dream is your chance to make a difference in this world. I'd like to introduce our principal, Mrs. Elizabeth Waters, as she will address you.
Thank you, everyone. Welcome to the second annual PS6 Autism Awareness Day. A special thank you to Jill DeGalaro and the PS6 Light It Up Blue Committee for organizing this day. At this time, I would like to welcome our distinguished guests. We are so honored today to have our Chancellor, Carmen Farina, here with us today. We also welcome Christina Foti, Chief Executive Director, Division of Specialized Instruction and Student Support. Mr. Anthony Lodico, our Superintendent. Kevin Moran, Executive Director of the Staten Island Field Support Center. Kimberly Ramones, Deputy Director of Special Education, Staten Island Field Support Center. Erminia Claudio, Director of Operations, CSA. Heba Hanan, Staten Island Occupational Therapy Supervisor. Councilman Joseph Borelli. Rose Kerr, Director of Education, Staten Island Borough President's Office. Barbara Solomon, Psychologist of the Horizon Program. Eileen Versio, Speech Supervisor. And Jarrell Coakley, Deputy of Operations at our Borough Field Support Center. Very good. So when I saw the t-shirts, only a certain number of words came to mind for me. And it's something that Dr. Seuss has said. Today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive that is youer than you. What a very special day for us. Today we celebrate our mission here at our school to instill love, patience, and acceptance of each other, no matter how alike or different we may be. We have learned that we are like a puzzle piece. We are all unique in our own way, yet we fit together as a whole at PS6. And now, boys and girls, we have something very special. I would like to introduce Abigail Coleman, who brightens each morning for us with the following amazing song. So Abigail, can you please come up?
Every kitty's an original, we're all one of a kind. There's no one else quite like us that you're ever gonna find. And that's what makes us wonderful, we're different as can be. But in some real and fun ways, we're still the same, you see. We all can feel happy, we all can feel bad. We all can feel good, we all can feel bad. We all want to laugh and we all want to play. We all are amazing, each in our own way. We all are amazing, each in our own way. Every kitty is amazing, each in their own way.
It is with great honor that I introduce our Chancellor, Carmen Farina.
Well, it's really my pleasure to be here today. And what many of you may not know, that I am actually the godmother of the autism program in New York City. Many, many years ago, I have a very special friend. Her name is Dorothy Siegel. And I actually taught Dorothy Siegel's daughter. And Dorothy said, well, if you ever become a boss of something, I'm going to hound you to death until you put in a program in the schools for kids with Asperger's and autism. And she held herself very true to this promise. And the minute I became superintendent of District 15, and I don't think it happened like within one day, that she was sitting in my office, and she said, okay, it happened, now what? And we were together, but I give her most of the credit, decided to put the first program for autism at PS 32 in Carroll Gardens in Brooklyn. And this goes back, I don't know, more than 10 years ago. And what she said to me, you know, Carmen, it's not just a program, it's got to come full-blown. We've got to find a university. So we was what she used to say to me to make me feel better, but really what she meant was she was going to find us a university, and she found us Hunter College. Now we have to find some experts. We, but she, went and got us Dr. Shirley Cohen and a whole bunch of other people who said, if you're going to do a program, you have to do it right. And the teachers have to be specially trained, and we need to do it months ahead of time before the program starts. And then, as that came together, she says, well, now we have to convince parents that this is a very good place for their students. So we started having open houses, I think, once a week for about 6 months, and it was very hard for the first program. The parents to actually trust us that we were going to do this the right way, because we needed a certain amount of professionals, the 8 to 1-to-1, we needed a school that was going to be a welcoming place for all students. And I think by the time the second year came around, we had a wait list, and we had a wait list of parents, and we had a wait list of teachers who wanted to teach in these programs. And fast forward to today, and I'm thrilled to be a PS6, because I was the principal of a PS6, but in another borough, which we will not talk about. But it is really amazing to me how many of these programs we now have, and what an asset you all are to our school system. And now we have started, I think within the last 2 years, our first high school programs. So now parents can be guaranteed not only that we'll have good elementary schools, but we now have middle schools and high schools. So you do stand out, all of you, no matter what label you have, standing out is important and it's good. But most importantly, thanks to the teachers and the principals who believe that this is a program that needs to be expanded and really recognized for the excellence. We have people now come from all over the country to see these programs because they want to replicate them. They'll never quite get it the way we do, because I think we are not doing it for legal reasons, we're doing it for passion. So I want to say thank you to all of you. Hi, how are you? What's your name? Nicholas. Okay, very good, Nicholas. So I just want to say it's a pleasure to be here today, and congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. Our chorus will now present Count on Me, their rendition of Count on Me by Bruno Mars.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of.
I would like to introduce Mr. Joseph Borelli, South Shore Councilman.
Good morning, boys and girls. Good afternoon, right? Good afternoon. Who wants to help me give a speech? All right, you come up. You stand right next to me. What's your name? Nicholas. Oh, yeah, you got up before, right? All right, good. So you can stand here. You're the one I was hoping for. Just want to say thank you to PS6 for inviting me here for such an important day as Autism Awareness Day. It's also Earth Day, by the way, so that's nice, right? That's good. You can clap for Earth. It's okay. Nick, should we clap for Earth Day? Yeah. All right, good. So I just want to talk to you boys and girls about something very important. Now, you may have noticed, and if you haven't already noticed, you will, that some people are really, really, really tall. And some people, like me, aren't that tall. Some people are really, really, really skinny. Right? Maybe you have friends in your class that are really skinny. And other people are, again, like me, they're a little wider. And you may have noticed that there's, right, like you, Nick.
Yeah, like me, guys.
So you may have noticed there's a lot of people out there. Some of them have big eyes, and some of them have little eyes, and some of them have black skin, or brown skin, or red hair, or brown hair. We're all different, right? We're all different. And that's the beauty of Autism Awareness Day. It's kind of to remind us that so many of us, so many of our friends, and so many of the people that we're going to meet growing up are different. And we're supposed to be inclusive, right? You may not like your friend because he's a Met fan and you're a Yankee fan, that's fine. But you should never not like someone because they're different, right? Always be inclusive to your friends, always be welcoming to your neighbors, and I guarantee you guys will have a wonderful, wonderful time growing up in this borough. I have one question though before I leave. What's the best school on Staten Island?
Yes, sir.
No, what's the best school? Come on. Oh, okay, I thought I forgot. Have a great afternoon, guys. Everyone say thank you to Nicholas.
Thank you, Councilman Borelli, but thank you, Nicholas. I'd like to take time now to introduce our superintendent, Mr. Anthony Ladico, as he presents our essay contest winner.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
It's wonderful to be here for the second annual Autism Awareness Day and Earth Day. Before I announce the winner of the essay contest, I want to first, I walked around, I was talking to some of you and looking at some of the signs you're holding up, and one of the signs said that autism awareness is painting outside the lines. Autism awareness is painting outside the lines and being yourself. And that's such an important, and that stuck with me as I was walking around. Because that's the important thing about today, is really celebrating our differences, celebrating who we are, who you are, and really, whether you're in pre-K or whether you are in 5th grade, is being a leader. How many of you think you're a leader? If you're a leader, raise your hand or give me a thumbs up. How many are leaders here? Because I want to remind you, you're all leaders, and you have to remember that each day as you approach your work and as you approach what you do in school and what you do at home. Lastly, I want to thank your principal, Miss Waters. You're a leader? Thumbs up for leaders, right? All right, Nicholas told me he's always a leader. So I want to thank our principal, the principal of PS6. I want to thank Ms. Waters for inviting me and for all of her hard work, the administration, and I want to thank all of our teachers, staff, because I know how hard you work, and I know it's because of you and this community, your parents, our students here, is why the wonderful things happen here at PS6. So thank you all. So I get to announce the essay contest winner. So this year, the essay winner is Gia Mastrokostis. So congratulations, Gia Mastrokostis from 4408. Where are you? And now the winning essay.
People with autism often have difficulties making friends because they just don't know how to socialize. They sometimes learn and think differently. I know this because I have friends who have autism. I think that people with autism are misunderstood. This can make them feel like people won't like them. It also might make them feel scared, sensitive, shy, or even anxious. When I first met some of my friends, I had no idea that they had autism. I knew they thought and learned differently, and that was okay. I treated them the same way I want to be treated, with respect. I think it made them feel more comfortable because they could be themselves. In friendship, it is important to be yourself. I am very happy I didn't know at first they had autism because I was able to get to know them and accept them for who they are. Being friends with someone with autism taught me that it's okay to be different. That's what makes us all unique. Having autism is only one small piece of who a person is.
I could show you what you want, take you where you I love, even if the sky is falling down, I know it will.